Hi guys, Captain TigerLily here, and we're back with more of Tavern Talk. And if you can't tell, it's a little hot in here, so it's been a day. Let's just leave it at that. But anyway, we're gonna hop in today, and hopefully we will get to see Alethea and Clay come back. My fingers are really crossed. We haven't seen them in ages, and I really hope they come back. And obviously today we're gonna get to talk to Minthie because she showed up at the end of the last episode, so I'm very excited to see her again. Her and her little service hounds, because we love them, obviously, and we love her. But yeah, we're gonna hop in and see what happens with all of that today, and maybe we'll get to see Fable come back with Melly. I hope. But anyway, before we get started today, hit the like button down below if at any point during the video you guys enjoy what you're watching. Hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more videos from me. Hit the notification bell, that way you guys will know when new videos go live. And of course, share the video around to anybody you think might enjoy watching me play through Tavern Talk. Finally, my service beast and I have returned. Is it just one? Is it a two-headed dog? Is it a two-headed dog? Oh my god. Welcome back, Minthie. Good to see you, innkeeper. And surprisingly, your tavern's dry interior. I thought you might be appreciating the dampness of almost everything nowadays. Maybe while underwater, but wheels and mud do not mix. On land, I appreciate structurally sound and smooth wood flooring as much more than its soggy alternatives. That's a fair point. That bad? You would too. Just step a few minutes past your tavern. Then you might get an idea of things jammed in my spokes and smooshed between Casket and Kane's toes. I'll pass. And besides, stories from my patrons are much more enjoyable. Speaking of, how did the pearl hunt go? Honestly, it wasn't all too eventful. But before I go on, I could do with one of your drinks, innkeeper. Something to keep my mind clear of any irrelevant distractions for the journey back. Let me see what I could do. Alrighty. Brainy drink. Well, we are already on Silent Owl. But is there a better one? Sparkling Nebula is pretty good. I don't want to do that one. We'll do the basics, okay? We'll do the basics. Whoops. It was a little too far. Sparkling Nebula. Oh, he's so sparkly. He's like, oh. May this inspire boundless creativity. Just what I needed. Only I had a boundless supply of this drink while writing at my desk. Unfortunately, my establishment doesn't do deliveries. What a shame. But before you go on, I actually have something else for you. Ah, and here I thought I'd have to needle you for it again. What a pleasant surprise. My favorite kind. Here, a complete proofread manuscript. I hope. I certainly hope it's completed. Since my retrieval and your proofreading have been such a long time in the making, yes? Right. Long in the making. You should probably wash that red ink off your hands before it stains your mugs. Oh, right. I was editing my recipes all night. Crazy story, actually. For another time, that is. I see. I will say, it's good to have these papers back in my hands. May I inquire as to why you asked for them back now? I've decided to finally publish the book. What I've written about, it's very dear to my heart. And I'm happy to finally get to share my writing with the world. Minthie, the author. That has a nice ring to it. It'll be Mackenzie Catron Pichon, actually. Why do I feel like I should know that name? I feel like I should know the name. I looked it up. I was right. She's a young adult author. Like, not that she's a young adult. She's an author of young adult books. I should have clarified that. I should have figured that out but I didn't. So she's showing back up again, and she's based off of an IRL person. Does that mean we're going to get Quincy back? I would love that. A very nice pen name. It's finally time I chose one, and something universal at that. Procrastination is a curse all of its own. Sure is. I would know. That's why I didn't sleep very well last night. So about the pearl, or pearls. Protection pearls. Like I said, it wasn't too eventful. I had tea with the Banshee of the Lonesome Lagoon, and she traded me the pearls for objects of her desire. Mostly I promised her a signed copy of the book. Good for her. You know, I've been meaning to ask, if I may. What do you need the pearls for, exactly? I know you're often looking for them, but I was never sure why. Well, I'm sure you remember the curse I was bestowed with. Yes, the cursed parasitic rings that amplify your magic to a painful degree. Exactly those. They caused a lot of issues for me and my body. Sometimes it feels like the magic is eating away at me, slowly feasting on my organs and nerves. Oh, I wonder if that's the reason. I didn't look too far into it. I do wonder if that's the reason that she's in the wheelchair. Because there's somebody in my life who has a full body, like, pain syndrome. And I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called. But, essentially, her whole body is just, there's different levels of pain for different days. And she had to stop playing soccer, and that used to be her favorite sport. She played it all the time. And there are days when she can barely move. Like, it's awful. And, like, I struggle with that with my stomach issues a lot, where there are days where it takes way more energy for me to just get up and move around the house. But being constantly in pain like that, I don't think I can handle it. But unless it's something like maybe fibromyalgia, that's the only other thing I could think of, is that it's something like that. I don't know. But it's tearing me apart from the inside out as it gradually takes my health and life. The protection pearls help me keep the mana in check. They bring it down to manageable levels. Helps the pain a lot. So you're saying you turn the pearls into a drink? Wonderful to see that it's still your first solution to everything. Yes, on occasion. Mostly, I grind them into ink for my tattoos. They're very versatile little beauties. Happy you could find some, then. Now that I think about it, care to share? I'm sure they'd be great for my drinks. Not so fast. For most people, they just amplify mana to a ridiculous and dangerous degree. And I don't want to be held responsible for the chaos your patrons could cause. However, maybe I can offer you something less extreme but still energizing. Here. Cursed coffee? Is this your infamous coffee recipe? After all these years, you finally trust me with it? It's time. I think you can finally make it without poisoning someone. I'll do my best. Thank you, Minthie. Perhaps it will also help you keep your promises in time. Anyhow, I think we're due to take our leave. Need to make some ink? Something like that. Plus, I promised Casket and Kane we'd check if any primordial tennis balls got washed up by the flood. I might be able to make you some moss balls. What a perfect excuse to catch up with her. Is she around? More frequently recently. It's nice. A miracle she still comes around after you exorcised her favorite bog body. We were young and inexperienced. It happens. That it does. It was lovely to see you again, Innkeeper. Likewise. Best of luck on your journey. And don't forget to send me a copy of that book. If you promise not to forget about its existence this time. I'll do my very best. I know you will, friend. I know you will. See, I didn't forget about my brother's books. They're right in there. You can't see them from right now, actually. Yeah, they're down a shelf. They're behind the mushroom. But I should move them over here so you can see it. Cat, I wasn't doing anything. What the... You know what? She'll come back if she wants to come back. But my brother's books are back there. And I've read them all. All 4. All right, who's next? Yep, we go night night. Snacks for Andu. All right, what we got? Remnants. All right. Oh, no. Jade, welcome back. Was your quest successful? When have I ever failed? Well, you do look surprisingly unbloodied. Also, hello, Kumo. Kumo? Who's Kumo? That guy. Did you change your name today? New name, I'm guessing? No. No names here. Never had a name. Don't even know what names are. Am I supposed to go along with that? You're supposed to make me a drink. Then we can talk. Fair enough. What can I get you? Still got plans after this, but Onyx is pretty tired. Give me something that'll get her to keep up with my speed. If I let her have a sip. Anything for Onyx. Obviously, anything for the turtle. We would do anything for this turtle. I would die for this turtle. I don't think you understand. I would die for this turtle. We will do... Yeah, we'll just do the classic Swift Strike. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 1 of those, and 1 of those. Swift Strike. There you go. A drink for Onyx. And you. But mostly Onyx. Not too bad. Concerning to see you know me too well. Or so well. Being a regular does have its perks. Also, I want to pet that burb. Can I pet that burb? Can I pet that dog? So, names. Let's start with the story first. You love those, right? You know it. I gotta turn this down a little bit. It's got a lot of my ears. I'll spare you the details of my journey to Borkum. Though I did miss the chance to make some extra money along the way. Everyone thought I was the right woman for their jobs. They helped me with the quest, too. Squeezed a good description of the renegade parents. Excuse me. Out of some Red Dune merchant. He was in a deep dispute with a blue-crowned elephant. I'd love to hear that story, actually. Not my problem. Asking a couple of pointed questions got me to the inn the deadbeats were staying at. Problem with people is, can't exactly kill them in broad daylight. With monsters, you'd be thanked for doing so. But with people, you gotta be patient. So I did what anyone would have done in my situation. I posed as a tour guide. And they believed you? Sure did. Inigo was right. Your drinks are great for pulling scams. Happy to hear that. I personally am not happy to hear that because I'm concerned about the trip to the Wizard's Tower now with Inigo, Voy, and Hex. That is such a... Oh, that's such a messy combination. I'm a little scared. We're gonna pretend that that's not happening and move on. I offered them a tour of the nearby Wadden Sea and led them to an area I knew was shunned by actual tour guides because of the unpredictable tides. Gave them a spiel about how a battle of the Order of Starlight took place there, yada yada yada. Pretty soon their eyes were glued to some starfish playing in the mud. It was a perfect opportunity to get it over with quickly. Obviously I wasn't going to kill them just then. They needed a chance to run, but I had to scare them first. I raised my spear right above my head and was about to go for a warning strike when I heard this zinging sound. I deflected the knife that was flung my way at the last second and it shattered against the ground. All 3 of us turned and saw this cloaked echo reaching for another knife. So you went after them anyway, Kumo. He had his hood up, knives and daggers strapped all over his body. Even the air seemed to go darker around him. Looked like a real shadow bane. I trained under them. Impressive. Those deadbeats thought I was protecting them from him. Should have seen the look on their faces when I said I was here to kill him. I turned back, wanting to refocus my warning strike, but then I was interrupted by a simple stop. It was said in a deep, raspy, incredibly fake voice that sounded like some sort of proper degenerate. You hear that, Kumo? Likely, the two bums thought we were fighting about who'd get to kill them. Their approach to such a situation was to immediately try and bribe us. I told them to shut up. They asked me what I wanted, then, if it wasn't money or words. So I turned to our little Shadowbane and asked what he wanted. But he just stood there quietly. Can't blame him, there's a little scarier than your parents. So you helped him with the decision. I don't know what is in my throat. I'm struggling, that's what's happening. Not exactly. I walked over to him and handed him my spear. She said, "This is your choice, make it." Felt like she was passing some of her courage on to me. He stepped forward, my spear in his hands, and took off his hood. He was... I'll spare you the details. They recognized him, of course. Fuckers had the audacity to act surprised. Surprised is one way to put it. When they talked, they sounded so... like they thought I had died. You could have. They left you. I wanted to say something. Anything. Yell, tell them to get lost, scream at them for what they'd done to me, but... all that came out was, "Why did you leave?" Their silence went on for so long. Would have been longer if those tides hadn't come rushing in. You kinda did walk into that one. Kinda. Luckily, I was quick. Got all of us up on some muddy rock that the waves couldn't reach. How long were you up there for? A couple hours. Left us a lot of time to talk. Did you? Yes. A lot. Uh-oh. He doesn't sound happy about that. For example, did you know the primordial flood was caused by the pyre erupting? The pyre? You mean the biggest volcano in all of Asteria, nestled right in the Leviathan's domain? Yeah, apparently it erupted and then collapsed, covered all the primordial sea in ash, and set off a tsunami. It should not be doing that. No. You think the powerful magic was afoot? Probably not. What use is a giant tsunami to anyone? Maybe they wanted to be wet? I feel like they're trying to cause something else. Probably not. Yeah. Are tsunamis and their causes all you and your parents talked about? No. Mostly we talked about the leaving thing. They said not a day went by where they didn't regret what they'd done. I asked why they didn't come back then. They didn't have an answer for that. Mom said she was proud of my knife-throwing skills, though. I never thought that they'd apologize. They owned up to all of it, as awful as it was. I hadn't planned for that. They wanted to make up for everything and be part of my life. They also said it was up to me, and what I wanted. What do you want? A family. Is that stupid? No, it's not. So you forgave them? No, not yet. I have to see that they actually mean what they said first. Can't trust them right now. We don't really know each other anymore. That's fair. Especially with that much time in between, like, you wouldn't know. Like, if it were me and, like, my parents had disappeared when I was a kid and I thought they were dead and they came back when I was an adult, I'd be like, I don't honestly know that I would actually want them back in my life at that point. You know what I mean? I've very much become the kind of person where, like, I'm not very easy to it's not very easy for me to forgive people. So, mainly because I've been burned over and over and over again. So, shit happens, you know? It's not hard to gain my trust, but it's even harder to gain it once you've lost it, you know? So, who knows if we'll get along. But they did say they want to get to know me, and I think I might like that too. They're just so different. Feels like I'm angry at people that don't exist anymore. You're still allowed to be angry. Even if they change, they hurt you. Neither forgiveness nor forgetting is required. Exactly. It just feels unfair, like I'm harboring resentment for ghosts. But I'll try to be honest with them. I owe that to myself. Plus, Jade threatened to decapitate them if they ever hurt me again. I mean, they'd stand no chance. None. Can I have a drink now, too? Sure? Let's trade. Right. A secret. No, a name. I assume Jade didn't know you as Kumo because your parents didn't call you that. Correct. What did they call you then? I'm not. I'll trade you my name. Just give the guy a drink. Your first name? Those are quite precious to Maida, right? Very. See it as a secret to trade for. I'm listening. Yulissa. Beautiful name. I didn't respond to flattery. But thank you. It's definitely better than mine. Yours fits you. It does not. If you say so. So, not Yulissa. What would you like in exchange? Maybe something that'll stop me from choking on my words. In case I have to do more of this emotional thing. I got for that. Okay, we gotta help him with his emotions. Okay. Sure. We'll do 1,000 wins this time. No. No. That'll do. The feather. Thousand wins. There you go. Some fluid emotional vulnerability. Tastes a lot better than it sounds. Feels a lot better too. Maybe. I still need to call you something else though if Kumo is out. It is. What have you got for me then? I'm running out of names. Jade, can I... No. My name. Fine. How about... Dave? You know what? Sure. I'll go with that. I'm proud of you, Dave. For everything you've gone through, and for choosing what's right for you. So dumb. That's as bad as frickin' our vampire friend, hang on. This is bad as Kyle. AKA Alphonse Louis Frederic Duquette de Sang. But, like, it's so funny, though. I love it. I feel like we're still missing some characters that haven't been added to the list, but... whatever. Thank you. Do you need a hug? May have already gotten one from Jade. Speaking of me, I gotta go. I want to check in with Grace and her goons. See you around, Airboy. See you around. Or I guess it would be Ulyssia. Ulyssia. Sure. What about you? Care to linger a little longer? I need some time to think all this over. Maybe even feel it, too. Is Fable back yet? I think cheesecake would make for a great distraction right about now. No, I thought maybe you ran into them on the way back. I didn't. Uh-oh. So Melly isn't back yet either. No, I'm afraid not. Cool. Great. Guess I'll talk to Carolyn? Your parents? Maybe. Do you think they still love me? I don't know. I hope they do. I hope they'll love you well, but I don't know. I do know that other people love you, and that if your parents fail to live up to what you deserve, you won't be loved any less. I'd like to believe that. Sometimes I think even my own parents could leave me. If even my own parents could leave me, anyone can. Don't measure your worth by the actions of people that hurt you. Nothing good can come of that. Oh, Mia's innkeeper dropping bars today. God damn. I'm very thankful to have met you. Anyway, I'm also part of the night, or whatever. So I must go. Farewell. See you soon. Alright then. Bye, Dave. He was Kumo for a long time, so I guess it makes sense for the name change. Man, short day. Dang. I'm actually kind of surprised that we've gotten quite a few short days recently. Ugh. Chaos Protocol. Oh no. Alright. Who do we got? Oh! Where's Hex? Innkeeper, surprise! Nice to see that you're back. Is Fable with you? No. Should they be? They were looking for you. They aren't a very good detective, then. I'm happy to see you're well, Melly. Everyone was worried about you. Why? I'm great at taking care of myself. You are. But where have you been all this time? Investigating things, obviously. Like the flood, my investigations led me to Morlia. Or more like, they did. Nico, Voy, and Hex, I mean. I followed them to Morlia. They were talking about mysteries and puzzles, and I tried to solve the mystery too, so I couldn't let the opportunity pass me by. You're lucky. People don't usually pay a lot of money to spend time with me. Or people usually... I can't read today. Most of the time I can't speak. I can't read. People usually pay a lot of money to spend time with me. Why? Because I'm, like, famous? But I didn't go there because of you. I was following clues. Okay. I stayed outside. My case isn't about a wizard. Not this time. Where is Hex, anyway? You know, doing wizard things. Like arson. That would have been fun, but instead he chose to study. He immediately wanted to check out the spells we found. Though he seemed pretty disheartened. How come? Not sure. Guess he didn't find what he was looking for. Maybe because the world's greatest treasure was already traveling with him? What would that be? Never mind. Oh, he's trying to be so smooth and the innkeeper's not having it. I see right through you, boy. He told us to keep an eye out for any time magic, razzle-dazzle. But we found nothing. At least you managed to get inside and return safely. Yeah. The way there was easy peasy. We got there thanks to Nico pulling off a shape-shifting trick and pretending to be a merchant. Stole some guy's coat and face and used his reputation to secure us a boat ride to Morlia. Said I wanted to meet with a real estate agent from the magocracy to buy the island. Told them to pick us up in a week or so. By then, we'd be far gone. What happened once you reached the island? I'm quite intrigued. Before we tell you anything, I'd like a drink. Something that goes down like honey and makes poetry flow like a wild river. Nothing easier than that. I got you, Void. Don't you worry, bud. Okay. 1,000 Winds or... Let's do Sunny Breeze. Yeah. A 1, a 2. And then 3. I don't know why that filled up like that, but you know what? I'm not even going to complain about it. It is the correct drink, so... Excuse me. I need some honey for my vocal cords, apparently. My God. Oh, the pomegranate is not cutting it today, I guess. I had to switch to frickin' Gatorade. Some honey for those vocal cords. Enjoy. That's what I'm talking about. Amazing. Can we move the story on now? You got somewhere to be? Nah, but I'm getting bored. We got to Morlia, an island so small it's basically a tower, the tower's wild backyard. As I walked between the crystalline roses, I expected to see secret passageways hiding behind every corner. I almost brought you back a rose. Why didn't you? I thought you wouldn't like it. I would have. Oh, okay, that's, moving on. The tower itself reached so high, I thought it might be reaching out to kiss the moon itself. It was really tilted. About like a 5-degree angle. I measured it with my paws. Like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, although I'm pretty sure that's more than a 5-degree tilt. The bricks were still wet. I'm sure the tsunami shook the foundation. I think the waves would have done us a favor and knocked down the door, but nope. That locked door was the first challenge. Inigo's lockpicks broke. Seemed like a skill issue. Broke? Skill issue? Bro, the door ate my lockpicks! Ah, a door mimic. The classic first step to securing your establishment. You talk like you've seen one before. Have you ever tried to pull open my door when the inn's closed? No? If you do, don't use any lockpicks or take care of your fingertips. So, how'd you get inside? By charming it. Hex forgot his spellbook and couldn't get the arcane unlock spell to work. He forgot his spell. What kind of wizard just forgets his spellbook? My brother in Primordial Chaos. I need you to get it together, Hex. And obviously, it wouldn't let us in just like that. So I decided to play the Mimic a tune. Yeah, that was amazing, bro. Your fancy tunes are the GOAT. I was nervous. I'd never played in front of a Mimic before, so I wasn't sure what their taste in music was. I decided to play something emotional, something that would melt its metaphorical heart. A song of woe. Who would have thought it'd literally melt? Yeah. I began playing the first notes, and the lock started weeping before I reached the chorus. Tears were streaming down its face. And as if they were very hot or made of acid, the door melted away. Afterwards, the lock lay in a puddle of wood, sobbing and thanking me for my performance. That's not a very sturdy lock. It just sounds very in touch with its emotions. We stepped over the door's remains and into the tower. It was much taller and bigger on the inside. TARDIS tech! Like a pocket dimension. So freaking cool! Except the tower can't really fit into your pocket. That. Hex walked ahead. Guy was real distracted. He didn't even listen to my poem about the symbiotic relationship between axe and door. For a long time we didn't encounter anything. Just a long hallway. No doors, only a bunch of strange paintings. Of course, most hallways can't go on forever, so eventually we reached the staircase. After what felt like 5.5 minutes. Eternity. Meanwhile, I was outside investigating the flora and fauna. Everything was very peculiar, like it was all from another world. The colors were different, very blue and almost spectral. And there were a lot of spider webs, or yarn. Not sure which. Suddenly, the ground shook and almost knocked me off my feet. Who could have guessed there were pressure plates on those stairs? I wasn't paying attention and was too careless. One wrong step and a pressure plate triggered an explosion, and clonk! The whole staircase began crumbling down into a pit of nothingness. Bit by bit, starting from the bottom. I rushed upwards to safety, away from the weird wizard abyss. I stumbled, and if it hadn't been for Hex, I'd be mush. He grabbed my hand and pulled me up. But he isn't really the strongest, so we almost tumbled down together instead. I love how Melly's so worried. Figured I couldn't just leave him to follow their pathetic destiny. So I zoomed down, grabbed Hex by his collar, and pulled both him and Voy Boy back up. Thanks for saving us, Nico. No problem, Voy Boy. Don't get used to it. Didn't you expect a trap like that? After all, a great wizard would want to protect their treasure. She's got a point. She do got a point, guys. You should have been paying attention. I guess we were a little distracted by all the gold hanging from the walls. There's gold everywhere. The staircase ended in a wondrous library that spiraled endlessly higher around the tower's inside walls. We lost Hex at the bottom in the first row of books. A lot of them were drenched. Didn't seem like the tower was waterproof. There was still primordial water dripping from somewhere above. Couldn't make out the ceiling. Tried to reach it though. Second story of the spiral staircase library had 3 paths leading away. Each path ended in a door, and all 3 doors were closed and marked with runes or paintings or rusty old locks. I got sucked in into looking at the library's beautiful murals. Each of them depicting a different story. One of them was a mosaic of mirrors. That one was my favorite. Watching Hex look at the books was like reading a thriller. Almost every second book was rigged with a trap, but he figured out the pattern quickly. Something, Fibonacci, I don't know. Once I was able to pry myself away from the murals, I started looking for spell things. I knew Hex was most interested in those, and you know, you help when you can. I didn't. I mostly look at the small treasures lying around. Inico. You're supposed to help when you're part of a group. Collaborative effort. I'm gonna go take a nap. The wizard had this real cool staff with a chonker of a gemstone embedded at the top. Imagine the damage I could do with that. But I also found something else that was really cool. Here, take a look. Ooh, what is that? It's like a thunder potion. Is dope, right? What is this? A weather jar, duh. Shows what the weather's like in another realm. I see. Let me guess. Avalon? I knew you'd get it. Found some spell scrolls. One of them had golden runes on it. Hex like that one, but he didn't love it, you know? Then, nestled between a few red velvet armchairs, I found a glass case. It had a golden frame and a scroll placed inside, neatly in the middle. The scroll was floating and all that. I knew Hex was looking for more spells, so I called for him. As soon as I mentioned an oddly floating scroll, he came sprinting upwards, staring at the glass case. He already had another scroll tucked into his coat. Again with the throat. What the hell is wrong with me today? Honestly, I was expecting him to be carrying out the library at that point. But I guess that would have been too heavy for him. Of course, a stupid glass case was also a puzzle. Had no lock, no lid, no nothing. Just glass and a gold frame. The scroll itself was glowing with a promising blue. I suggested breaking the glass. Hex gave me his finest death glare. Jesus. Woman. So he investigated the puzzle himself. While they were doing boring side quests, I made sure to stuff my pockets. Found a jeweled silver paperweight shaped like a bird that'll make for a great blunt weapon. Hex was too scared we'd destroy the scroll by triggering another contraption, so he suggested we look around in the adjacent rooms. The riddle doors. Hex only had to look at them for a mere second before figuring them out. Apparently all those murals and runes were referencing a story hidden somewhere in the library. So he made a search for it. It was tricky. We didn't want to trigger the book traps after all. It was like the library knew what would tempt us the most. I kept seeing books about forgotten songs, rare instruments, and romantic poetry. I saw books about burglary and fraud. Jesus, Iniko. Even had to tackle you to the ground one time so you wouldn't blow us all up. Who can resist a good scheme? It was kind of exciting. Seeing Hex hop up and down the stairs looking for the right books. First password was password. The second password was passwords passed to the password. And the third one was password past the password's password. You wish, but no. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. So dumb. Easy to crack. Good for you. First room was an alchemy lab, full of apparatuses I'd never seen before. Most of the liquid's gone dry, but Hex insisted on taking whatever was left along with us anyways. Wouldn't let me taste any, though. It's probably for the best, Iniko. You could have ended up poisoned. Or worse. The nerd was more interested in the study, hidden behind the second door. He was really determined to crack all of the old wizard's mysteries. We helped where we could, but listen, I only have like 3 brain cells. The soundscape of the tower was kind of depressing. Silence broken only by the dripping of water and the creaking of old wood. So I sweetened it with a song. It was very easy to get into the flow with that bomb voice, boyo. Or bomb music. What? Jesus! Thank you. Hex didn't find the key to the glass case, but he at least found a blueprint showing how it was built. Maybe he can find out how to open it using that. That'd be nice. He was pretty beaten up about everything, though. Yeah, I couldn't find what he was looking for. Not even in the third room? No. That one was a gym. Didn't know wizards worked out. Maybe it's just a distraction from a hidden vault? A hidden vault? Anything good in there? Oh yeah! More than our arms could carry. Bunch of artifacts, most of them probably cursed. Which makes them even cooler. But Innkeeper, you don't even know the funniest part yet. Enlighten me. The whole time the wizard had a spare key to the tower under the doormat. The oldest habit of all time, and we didn't even think about checking for it. That is the same vibe as freaking Critical Role, specifically Vox Machina with doors. Oh my god. There's a whole scene. If you guys haven't watched The Legend of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime, you should. I'm not sponsored or anything. I just really like the show because I love Critical Role. There's a whole bit that they play out in there where they're trying to sneak into somebody's keep. And they're trying, like, Scanlan the Bard is using whatever music he can try to come up with to open the door. The druid is trying to, like, heat the lock so they could, like, bust it open or whatever. And then the freaking, the rogue comes over and just picks the lock with a toothpick. But it's like, it's one of those where you're like, of all the dumb things, they try all these different steps to try and get through this door and literally just pick the lock. Or there's a fucking key there. Or the door isn't even locked, just turn the handle. Like, something stupid like that. Can't say I haven't done that before as a DM, but you know, funny moments. I did, but I wanted them to find it for themselves. When they left the tower, I was at the beach with Jade. She had arrived a while ago to pick us up, and I was teaching Onyx new tricks. She helped us heave all the loot into her boat. We couldn't take everything with us, so we decided to head back there again another day. There's one thing that doesn't make sense in this equation, though. That would be... Iniko, Voy, and Hex traveled alone. Well, except for me, they're stowaway. Yet, I found a fresh set of footprints by the coast, before Jade ever arrived. Like there was a 5th person on the island. Maybe someone was there just shortly before us. We didn't even notice. Just like we didn't notice Melina. Sorry for staying hidden for so long. Don't apologize. I think it just proved your skills as a detective. We've got a lot to learn from you. What a story. Can't wait to share it with Archie. I'll be on my way now. Gotta check up on Hex and make sure he didn't accidentally take a book mimic home. You coming with, Nico? Sure thing. So long, Innkeep. Goodbye, Innkeeper. Don't miss me too much. I'll try not to. All right, Melly. Now it's just you and me, innkeeper. Indeed. I'm glad you're back. You're making it sound like I was lost or kidnapped. I was just investigating. Without telling anyone? I don't need to tell anyone where I'm going. People care about you, Melly. They get worried if they don't know where you are. Oh. Oh, don't cry, sweetie. I'm not used to that. But I care about people too, like you. That's good to hear. Oh, sweet girly. Oh, thank goodness. Basically, father and daughter reunited. Melly. Hi, Laura. Hi, Dave. Oh, that name is so outdated. You're back. I am. Did you miss me? Did I was just very worried. What? You called me Melly. What about it? You've never done that before. I'm sure I have. You even said you'd never call me Melly. I'm just glad you're back. Oh. Welcome back to my tavern, Dave. That's a cute one. Yeah, I got it on my latest quest. Dave, you made a good choice. I also went on a quest. Well, at first I wanted to find the moon swamps. You know, the mysterious magical swamp that is said to be magically hidden and only appears in foggy but starry nights. I'd heard they're somewhere in the moon swamp, near the portal to the Twilight Chasm. And did you find anything? No. I did find some weird way markers made of bones that seemed to lead somewhere. They had "Do Not Touch" written on them, and the paint even seemed fresh, so it looked like the perfect clue. But then suddenly there was just gallons of water everywhere. Luckily, I got away quick, and since I was already there, as Fasoa's best detective, it was my duty to discover the flood's origins. Well, at first I was more of a stowaway than a detective, and I also couldn't figure out what. Don't storm off like that ever again, you understand? I was so worried and no one knew anything about your whereabouts. Now. Oh, Melly. Oh, she's just a kid. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have yelled at you like that. It's just, I haven't cared about anyone in so long. And with you and Fable both suddenly gone, I didn't know what to do. I thought you didn't care. After you went away, even though I asked you to be more careful. Thought maybe you didn't want to be my trusty assistant after all. So I went to investigate alone. I'm sorry for leaving. It's alright. I'm used to people leaving and not coming back. I do care, Melly. I'm just new to this whole honesty thing. Kind of new to this whole empathy thing. Yeah, I figured. If you'd like, I could fix you a drink to help you find your words again. Don't know if I'm up for trading another secret in exchange. It's on me today. You've got enough to worry about. So let me see what I can do for you. Alright, we'll pick up with that in the next episode, okay? I'm so glad Melly's back, but now I'm concerned about Fable. Because if Melly's back, and she didn't end up anywhere Fable was looking, where's Fable? And whose footprints are those on the beach? That's also another big question. And again, still nothing from Alethea and Clay. So I wonder what happened with them. Because it's been a while since they were back. Like, it's been a while. I'm concerned. Like, up until this point, it's like, okay, it was a faraway quest. It's been a while. Maybe no big deal. But it's been quite a bit. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm glad Melly's back, and I'm glad that we, didn't have to get to the point of, Kumo's parents, well, Dave's parents being dead. Oh boy. hopefully we'll get to find out a little bit more about that in the next episode. And I would also like, if we can, I would like to have another conversation with Kyle. And because I miss our vampire buddy, I really do. I'd love for Kyle and Rhea to show back up again. And obviously Care, because we love Care. But yeah, I hope Fable's okay. I really didn't like that. Them just going off on their own and us being here. Left to wallow in my frustrations. But anyway, I'm going to leave this episode here. And if you guys liked this video, hit the like button down below. Hit the subscribe button if you guys do want to see more videos from me. Hit the notification bell, that way you guys will know when new videos go live. And of course, share the video around to anybody you think might enjoy watching me play through more of Tavern Talk. We'll figure out what's up with Kumo and... I keep calling him Kumo. Dave in the next one. And hopefully we'll get a little more about everything that Melly investigated as well, because I feel like she's going to have a few more answers to fill in some gaps about what the hell happened with the flood. So, fingers crossed in that regard. But if you guys want to get caught up on everything that's happened so far, the full playlist will be down below me here on the screen. The link to the game itself is going to be down in the description if you guys do want to play this for yourselves, as well as the links to my most frequently used social platforms and Twitch. We're live over there every Tuesday and Thursday, unless I say otherwise, and occasional weekend days. Also down there is the link to my Etsy if y'all want to get a crocheted plushie made by me, because I do that basically when I'm not gaming. That is what I do, because I can't sit still. I have to do something, so I crochet. It keeps my fingies busy. But if y'all want a plushie made over there by me, I will be working on, once I get back, I have a thing happening. But once I get back from said thing, I will be working on a new series of crochet things. It wasn't quite what I had planned originally to be doing, but I have a new series that I'm very excited to do. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that now that I have the yarn for the first couple of them. But anyway, if you guys want to join the channel as well and become a member, that button is down below. You guys will get early access to all videos before they go live for everybody else on the channel, as well as your name here at the end with any supporters that have chosen to join the crew. We gotta grow the ship a little bit, but you know, it is what it is. Anyway, it's not gonna stop you from watching videos. It will just get you early access to them, and any other perks that are added in the future will be added on for yours as well. But anyway, that being said, I'm Captain TigerLily, and I will see you guys back in the tavern in the next video. Okay, bye!